Welcome back to my channel and to my SSC Mathematics series from Zero to Guru. Today I'll be covering multiplication in modular arithmetic. In my last two videos, I explained how you can perform addition and subtraction operation in the modular arithmetic, and I informed you that the principle of working on a modular arithmetic when you are adding or subtracting two numbers from each other is not much different. There are no much differences between the modular arithmetic and the whole subtraction or addition of whole number. But the difference between the two is that when you are working or when you are performing an operation in a particular modulo, then your result must fall within the residues. You understand? If you have numbers that are greater than what you're supposed to have, then you have to convert it to that particular modulo you are working with. And I gave you an example. I said one of the ways you could do that is to convert each of the numbers to modulo before you perform the operation, or you perform the operation first, and if the number does not fall into that particular modulo, then you can convert it back. So today we are moving to multiplication in modular arithmetic. I have said, so multiplication, the principle of multiplying in modular arithmetic is also the same thing as that of whole number, but what you must note is that you must not have numbers that does not fall within the residues of the modulo you are operating. Let me give you an example to back it up. Example, calculate the following in mode 3. Number 1, 3 multiplied by 2. Don't forget, since it is a modulo arithmetic, you have to circle your operator so as not to abuse the sign, the operator. So solution, this is very simple. We have to find this operator, find these questions. We have to find their product in modulo 3. So number 1, I have 3 multiplied by 2. Don't forget, you can do this in two ways. You can first of all multiply the two numbers since we are working in modulo 3. So 3 times 2 will give me 6. And don't forget, 6 has exceeded what you must have as the residue. You know the residue of modulo 3 comprises of number between 0 and what? And 2. So then if you have number that is greater than what you must have, then you have to divide by the modulo and write the remainder. 6 divided by 3 is 2, remainder 0. Then you can conclude that your 3 multiplied by 2 is congruent or equivalent to 0 modulo 3. And another method you can use is that since I have 3 multiplied by 2, you know that 3 here does not fall among within the residue, then you have to convert it. What is 3 in 3? So 3 divided by 3 will give me 1, remainder 0. You write the remainder, that's 0 times 2. 0 times 2 will give me 0. You can see I have the same thing. It is not difficult. Likewise, let us do the second one. We have 2 multiplied by 7. You can use any of the methods above. So, but if you multiply 2 by 7 here, you are going to have 14. Since we are working in modulo 3, 14 is not part of the number, is not among the number we must have. So then we have to convert it back. And you can do this simply by what? Simply by dividing by 3 and what? So I write the remainder. How many 3 are we going to see in 14? So that's 4, remainder 2. Then you can conclude that your 2 multiplied by 7 is congruent to 2 modulo 3. It is simple, isn't it? So you can use the second method here. I leave that for you. So let me give you another example. So the question says find the product of 11 and 5 mod 7. Don't forget, product means to multiply, but since you are working in modulo 7, So then you must include your what? So you must circle the operator. So then you can do it in two ways. Don't forget, sorry, this is 5. So you can do it in two ways. You can first of all multiply. So that will give you 55 modulo 7. Then you convert it back to modulo 7. You can do this simply by dividing by 7. How many 7 are we going to see in 55? I think it is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. So remainder 6. So then I'm going to have, therefore, 11 multiplied by 5 mod 7 is what? Is congruent or equivalent to what? Equivalent to 6 in mod 7. This is very simple, isn't it? So let me give you last example. Number 3, construct multiplication tables for modulo 5. So like you've done it for the case of subtraction and addition, it is the same. So since we are working on modulo 5, you know the possible numbers we have are, that is the residue, are numbers between 0 and what? And 4. So that is when you pair two numbers among these residues and you multiply them together. So what is the possible of all the pairs? I mean the product of all the pairs. What are the possible numbers you are going to have? So then you draw your table like this. Don't forget, you put your operator here and you write all your numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So are we going to write 5? No, because we are working in what modulo? In modulo 5. So, and we must not have 5 or number greater than h, greater than 5. And then you start multiplying. So if peradventure you have, when you are multiplying, if peradventure you have number greater than 4 too, so you have to convert it back to modulo 5. 0 times 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 times 0, that's 0. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, 3. 1 times 4, 4. Yeah. 2 times 0 again, 0, 2. 2 times 2, 4. We are still on point. 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 is not, does not fall there. Then you have to divide by 5 and write remainder. That's 1 remainder 1. Then you write the remainder. 2 times 4 is 8. It's also greater than 4. So then you say, how many 5 are you going to see? 8. That's 1 remainder 3. Then you write 3 here. You do the second one. This is 0. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. So that's 1 remainder 1. 3 times 3, 9. So that's 1 remainder 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So when you divide 12 by 5, you have 2 remainder what? Remainder 2. Okay. The last one, this will give me 0, 4. Don't forget we have 4 times 2 will give us 8, right? 8 is greater than what we're supposed to have. So then you say 8 divided by what? Divided by 5 and you write the remainder. That's 1 remainder 3. So 12. So don't forget, when we do it for 12, this will give us 2. 4 times 4 is 16. When you divide it by 5, since we are working modulo 5, that will give me what? So 3 remainder 1. You write the remainder. So this is how you can construct, a multiplication table for modulo 5. If you want to do it for any modulo, so then what you have to do is to write all your residue. Suppose I want to do it for modulo 8, then I know that I have residue 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you write it here. So you repeat the same here and you construct do the multiplication. So but if you have number greater than what you supposed to have, or not among the number you must have within your residues, then you have to divide it and write the remainder. If you understand it, please don't forget to click on like button, subscribe, and employ your colleagues to do so too. So till I meet you in the next video, thank you for your attention.